How's it going, everyone? Good evening.
How's it going?
I'm Mark Bowen, and I'm here with Mike Louse, and we're going to be talking about some pool tonight.
So we're going to get this match started here in just a couple of minutes. Mark is just finishing his warm-up. He showed up here just...
About 12 seconds ago?
Yeah, about a couple minutes back. So we should be underway here. We'll get the coin flip going here in 2 or 3 minutes maybe. Stand by. All right. Just got word that we've bumped up the entry fee to this two-man tournament here by just a couple bucks. It's now the total of $2K in the middle. Should be a good match. Real competitive. Both guys are playing pretty well these days. I've gotten beat up by both of them recently, so.
They both look like they could beat me up. They look kind of tough.
Yeah, well, they both play pretty good. You have any Fargo information? I think we're in the 620 range, roughly.
I'll go pull both.
I think Gilbert has like an unestablished Fargo, if I remember hearing correctly. But we'll check it out for you real quick.
Gilbert.
Looks like there's been a couple little side bets made in the chat here. If you guys have a favorite in this match, feel free to offer some wagers in the chat. Maybe you'll get some action.
So I've got Gilbert at a 661 as a provisional rating.
That's
only 42 robustness.
That's very unestablished. 661's a pretty high Fargo.
Yeah.
I want to say Mark is in the 630 range, 625.
$623.
623.
Also not very robust.
380. It's getting there. It's actually just a little bit more than you need to be considered established. What is that, 200 or 250? So, I don't know. I've seen both of them play. I expect this to be a pretty competitive matchup. Okay, so I think we're getting ready to do the coin. Short periods of time. Stand by. Okay, I believe we're underway. Looks like Gilbert won the toss.
The race didn't change, right? It's still going to 13? I didn't hear him say anything about that.
Yeah, this is going to be a race to 13, 10 ball. 3 foul rule is in effect. There will be no early 10 balls. Cue ball fouls only. So, kind of typical stuff for what you see these days. Streaming, I guess, at least for the California Pool Action Vortex and other local streamers. Kind of standard.
Do you know if these two have ever played before?
I don't know for sure if they've ever played each other.
Okay, looks like we have a dry break to start things off.
We do. Okay. So I think he broke from dead center of the table. So came up dry. We got to push out from Mark. I kind of like this push. I mean, he's left a dare at a tough shot position. It's going to be a little bit tough.
Gonna get rewarded for it.
Yeah, he's left a kind of a straight in shot with not much position potential here. Well, he didn't do bad.
Looks like he's got enough to go ahead and put the 2 in the side now, and that opens up this rack pretty nicely.
What do you like for the 4 here? You just come off the rail and leave yourself a little bit of a cut, a little bit of distance.
Anything you can do,
just like
yeah.
this.
He actually went a little too far here.
I think so. Yeah, I think he did go just a touch too far.
He was so surprised he dropped the chalk in the pocket. He might still be able to spin this one in, and if he can, the shape for the 5 is pretty natural.
No, he opted for safe.
That it's going to be pretty safe, too. Probably going to see it come back up here behind the 10.
You know, you might just see him play the long rail bank with a stop shot. Something. No. That's...
That'll work. Maybe.
Well, he's left a
Maybe.
shot. It was a good attempt, but took a lot of control. That 4 ball just ran about 6 or 8 inches further than he wanted it to.
I don't think we're going to see a safe here. The safe is probably as hard as going for that ball, so.
And he overcut it just a touch. Didn't leave much.
I would expect he's just going to roll up on the 8 here. Play a nice soft shot.
He did, and he welded that thing
Froze
to the back.
it.
Yeah, so that's a good shot.
Very awkward 1 rail kick here.
If that gets to the, it didn't get there, so
No.
it's going to be ball in hand. It was a
Very,
great try.
very touchy.
Very nice try, man. If he would have just got enough to get that rail, that would have been a great result from where he was.
It's really just not a whole lot you can...
Well, he's got ball in hand.
Yeah. There's not really any kind of issues, I guess.
If the 5 passes
5 past the 8 makes it really simple. I don't think it does, though, so he's probably going to play...
He's looking for the 5 in the side.
Yeah, the other side. Just roll out to the middle of the table here. No English. Just come
he'll just send
straight
his
out
cue
towards the
ball
middle.
over towards the 8 ball. Not quite that far. That's perfect.
And you want to stop this, if not, come maybe
You draw back
down towards the bottom of the table as we're looking at it here.
I'd want to draw this back just a little bit.
Yeah, I just think the draw is going to make you come straight down the table. I don't know if you're going to be able to come back just like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Now he's in good shape.
Now he has to navigate a little bit of traffic there. Is he gonna kind of draw deep into this corner, get around the 10 ball? You think? Or?
That's what I would expect. A little bit of left. You might not even need to draw it based on the angle. You might just be able to put a little left on it and go around.
Yeah, that's perfect. Well, except he's gonna end up a little flat here.
Flat is not the end of the world with where the 8's laying, because you can always just draw back and still play it in the side. You get a little bit of a steeper cut than you wanted, but it wouldn't be the end of the world.
I might just kind of cushion first this and accept a shot into the corner. No, he went
just fine.
Well, he's got a little bit of a cut shot here. Is he going to need to?
I would expect to see
around the table?
Three rails, yeah.
So just missing the 10 ball.
Correct. Just like he lined his cue up right there.
But, yeah, if you just miss the 10 ball, I see him maybe coming back to where he is. Yeah, almost exactly where he was. All right. Barring anything disastrous, this has been a pretty solid out.
It's definitely the way you want to start your set is come out and swing when you get the chance. Okay, 1-0 Gilbert.
Yeah, nice out.
Let's go take a look.
So, yeah, 500.
500 for BARBA. Yes.
Okay.
Anybody else wants Gilbert for 100?
Okay.
Well, there's definitely some people willing to
fire.
Putting something on this one. It's fantastic to see. Good luck to all you out there.
Okay, let's check out this break. He's breaking from... Oh, man, I blew that one. Okay.
Oh, did it not update? Did we lose the camera? Let's try this one more time. Yeah, it looks like we completely lost this camera. Okay, well, we'll have to get back to you on that one, guys. Sorry, it looks like the camera gave out. But I believe it was another dry break. I can't tell if Mark had ball in hand or not. I couldn't tell if he actually put the ball down. But either way, he's on his way.
Nice shot.
This is a little bit funky. I guess you really want to go
You have
forwards
to avoid
now.
this 9. You're going to check this up to avoid the 9. Yeah, he did. He hit it good. He did not want to be stuck on this rail.
I don't think it's going to bite him too hard.
Well, he's going to have to go
need
3 rails for position on the 6, and then he's going to be coming off.
I think he can actually put a little bit of left on this. Just hold it for the 6.
Oh, okay.
He's a little closer to the 10 than he wanted, but once
he
again...
still has a piece of the cue ball. I think he can still... I don't think he's tree-topped over the 10. I think he still has half the cue ball.
Yeah, and I think he's got the correct half. Looks like he's been able to hit it full.
Right. It's a great shot, except he's hooked. He's probably going to have to go long rail first to pocket this ball. He's going to have to catch it awfully thin. This is missable.
like that.
Yeah, see, he needed to catch that ball thin. If he hit that ball fat, he's going to just hang it up. So
And you have to hit it a little bit slow, because if you hit that fast, you're liable to run down behind the 9 also.
Right. Funny how little it takes to screw up a decent run out. You know what I mean? He got a little bit out of line on that 5 ball, and that's kind of where
Cascades
started
from
going
there.
wrong. Yeah.
A little bit further down the table than he wanted to go, but I don't think it's going to hurt him too bad. Just come across one rail, play the 10 in the same pocket.
Yeah, some guys might trickle this in and hold it. I like going across. It's a pretty good shot.
Okay, early lead for Gilbert, 2-0.
Oh, okay.
All right, looks like we have this side camera back.
This is the sponsor display. It's the same camera with an overlay on it. Seems to be working now. Speaking of the sponsor overlays, we'll run through that. That one you see in the middle of your screen, Sawdust Pull Cues, is a cue maker from Singapore named Jack Tan. I play with the Sawdust cue. I love it. They're custom cues, very nicely built for a extremely reasonable price. So if you're in the market for a cue, check out Jack Tan. He makes some really cool looking cues too. Nice ring work. They play great. I have a Revo shaft on mine, but you know, so I've never hit with the Sawdust shaft on my cue, but I love the way my cue plays anyway, and I like the way it looks as well.
Okay, definitely not a dry break this time, and shape on the 1, so an improvement.
Super tough to get on the 2 ball from here. He's real flat. He's gonna have to put a massive stroke on this to continue this run, if that is the 2 on the far rail. Correct?
Yeah.
I mean, I think he has a slight angle that he can go high left here and make that gap.
That's what I'm seeing. It might not even be high left, though. I think you just might want to be 9 o'clock on this ball.
What a stroke you put on that bad boy.
Yeah, that's a good hit.
Yeah, that was huge. And he got straight again.
Just dead straight again, yeah.
He may have to go
a little
forward.
bit of an angle.
He may have to go forward, out 2 rails, make sure you clear the 6 ball, and you know, just leave yourself some distance, straight and long on the 5.
I think he's got to shoot the 4 next.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. After making the 4,
Ah,
you have to
gotcha.
get out and clear the 6, and then
Ooh.
so he overran his position.
Easy hooked behind the 10. Oh, we're having all kinds of fun technical issues here. Now the front camera's not doing so good. All right, we'll leave it here. It's hard to tell if he can still make the 4 in the side. I'm assuming that because he's standing there so long, it no longer plays on the side.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, no, I think he's hooked.
He's calling it anyways.
Wow.
What a shot.
Wow.
Is he going to get hooked behind the 6 now? Wow. What a kick.
He's going to be elevated over the 6 ball for his bridge here. He's got some room to work with, so it's not terribly uncomfortable, but you know, these pockets are a little snug and you got to hit him clean. This is missable.
elected to soft stroke that one and let it run.
And he offered a wave of apology for kind of the lucky leave, but I mean, it wasn't that lucky. I mean, Mark has some safety options here. He probably tried to run his cue ball up behind the 10. Did a good job. He may have a gap here. Oh boy.
Yeah, sorry guys. Don't know what's going on there. Oh, are they all dead?
Uh-oh. We got trouble.
Alright, we're going to have to let Abe work some magic on these cameras and we'll stay on this view for a little while. There has been a couple of issues with those cameras overheating in the past, and it's a little warm today, so
it is quite warm.
Maybe they won't be so bad as it cools down in there.
I think we're probably going to see another safety here.
Yeah, I'm thinking he'd probably try and run behind the 8 and
right.
See if he can't get his
lots
6
of
to the left rail.
He's got 3 balls there. I mean, uh-oh.
That's probably not going to get it done.
Well, I think it's just enough not to have sold out an offensive shot, but
I believe you can just go no English and go 2 rails, play the 8 in the same pocket. They elected to not even shoot it. Okay.
And that looks like an effective safety. I think he's got him pretty much hooked. Wouldn't be surprised to see a jump cue come out here.
Looks like he's jumping over about a half ball, and the 6 is very close to the pocket, so it might not be a bad choice.
If he's even jumping at all. Looks like he's leveling out so he can see the edge of it. So he'll be taking a cut at this. Oh, it came in behind it just a bit. I'd expect Gilbert to be able to pocket the 6 in the side, but I'm not sure what he's going to do for position on the 8 ball here.
I'm thinking you'd probably put a little bit of top on this and play the 8 in the top left-hand corner pocket. Come out 1, maybe 2 rails if you wanted to put a little right.
Pass the 10 into the side?
Yes. Into the side, I don't think so.
Oh, okay. So
he ran a little
himself basically a stop shot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
he ran a little further than I thought he would, but that was the same general shape I was expecting to see.
You'd love to be able to draw this ball back almost to where it is right now for the 9. That'd be, or he looks like he's going forward for the 9 in this corner where his elbow is. That works.
Three 0 Gilbert. In between the racks, we just got a message that Abe is going to go and try and see if he can't get the cameras to work. So you might see a little bit of a blackout between the racks, but... Looked like he broke from the same spot again. Try break again this time. Very close to scratching, actually. Looks like he's going to be able to get shape on the 2. Just roll forward after making the 1 on the side. Watch out for that side, though. Wow, he followed it right in. Looks like getting from the 5 to the 6 is going to be the challenge of this rack. Once the 8's out of the way, you should be able to play the 6 in the bottom left-hand pocket, but just getting from 4 to 5 to 6 seems like it's going to be the challenge for this rack. So let's see how well he lays on the 3 here. It looks like he's going to roll forward, try and play the 3 in the top right-hand corner pocket. Could also go for the side. Looks like that's probably what he was shooting for and overran it a little bit. I don't believe that 3 passes the 7 into the corner. Yeah, he's looking at the side. The good news about this one is with the position of the 8-ball, you don't have to worry about the scratch as much, but ideally he would like to completely avoid that. Either you can use left and come 2 rails. Oh, opted not to shoot it, just going to use that cluster of balls and play safe. Too big of a risk to try and shoot that 3 and get somewhat decent shape on the 4.
This turned out to be a bit of a rough start for Mark here.
Yeah, in 3 games we've seen
3 ball hands.
3 foul. He fouled while you were just out there for a second. He fouled again, shooting the 1. So in 3 games we've seen 3 fouls.
Oh, we might be looking for a 3 foul victory here.
Put his hand up like he was apologizing, but that was very deliberate. So I'm not really sure what that was about.
Maybe he was hoping that the 3 was going to run a little further. I don't know. This is better though when you play safe like this. It's easier, or it's harder to make a kick shot when your ball's out in the middle of space than it is when it's near a rail.
And that is going to be the 3 foul.
Okay, wow.
Okay, 4-0 Gilbert, really coming out to a commanding start here. Mark has just not really been able to get any momentum going, and then an unforced error on that 1 was pretty big.
He's getting dialed in on pocketing those second row balls on the side. So he just made the 7, I believe it was, and has a pretty nice opening shot on the 1 here. Got a little bit of traffic to deal with getting position.
Yeah, whichever way you go, you kind of have a bit of a struggle. The 1 is not so bad, but you got to be pretty precise here.
Yeah, if you could just hit the gap between the 6 and 5 and go up past the side from where you are, that's maybe. But
could also use some outside and go between the 3 and the 4.
You talking playing short side or just try to leave yourself a cut
short
shot
side
up
on
there?
the 2 maybe.
Yeah, not much easy about this.
Either way you go, it's touchy. Well, that's a third option. Looks like it's going to work out for him.
Yeah, he's falling pretty thin on this ball. But it looks like he has kind of a natural pathway to go with 3 rails between the 4 and 6 and out around the 6 ball for straight into the same pocket.
Yeah, you want to end between the 6 and the 5, right?
Okay, so he Yes. So, okay, he bumped a 4-ball, and it's going to make this shot pretty tough. He has a shot, but he's got a lot to do to
You know, I
to
actually
pocket
would
this and get shape on the 4-ball.
I would expect here that he's going to thin the 3 and try and run the cue up behind the 8-10-9 cluster. I don't necessarily know if he's going to fire at this one.
He did. He hit it pretty. He didn't miss it by much. Didn't end up with a great shot on the 4-ball, but he had something. It's a good opportunity for Mark, although he's starting probably using a bridge here with real difficult shape. I'm not sure if he can go forward and get around the 9, come out between the 9 and 5. He has a shot, or he could try to draw this and just get back to the middle of the table somehow, but he's going forward.
A lot more angle than I was expecting that he could get. He's going to end up right behind that 6, unfortunately.
Yeah, because it was a good attempt there. He kind of deserved a little bit better result than this, maybe, but it is what it is. It was a tough starter. And so, yeah, he's calling. He's going to just try to kick this straight in. This has a lot of two-way kind of equity to it.
Oh, no. Watch that
That's
side.
an absolute nightmare. Terrible roll to hit it that thin, go back and forth, twice?
Still have the speed to get in the side, yeah.
Pretty brutal.
Gotten just enough to be able to draw back and play the 6 in the bottom right hand corner. Being perfectly straight is not at all an issue in this shot.
Yeah, probably try to draw back to about where he is.
Once again, he didn't come
as far as he wanted to, yeah, because he wanted to be able to draw off the 6, and problem now he's got the wrong angle on the 6 where he's drawing towards the top side of the table as we're looking, which is further away from
I would expect to just go forward and go one rail with this to get out the same shape, but you just got to go one rail to get there.
Yeah, he hit it good.
And this is pretty much perfect. Looks like he's dang near straight on the 8, so this should be a stop shot to get shape on the 9.
Yep.
He's going to be a little bit stretched out when he shoots this one, but shouldn't be too much of an issue. Do you like drawing this one back a couple of feet or rolling forward and using the rail?
If he's got an angle, I'd probably go forward to the end rail and back out to about where it is, because it looks to me that he's got the angle where if he draws it, he's going into the 10 ball. You definitely don't want to do that. That's what I'm seeing anyway. It could be a little bit off, but I would probably throw an extension on the back of the cue and just go forward and try to come back out to the middle. I don't think I would entertain playing position for this 10 in the side pocket. It's just a little bit too much of an acute angle.
Looks like he's able to draw it.
I think that's what he's doing. I think he's just trying to kill it for the side. No, he drew it. Okay, well.
Good shot.
Yeah, that's fine. He had a different angle than what I could see. Not always easy to tell exactly what the angle is on our monitor here.
It's not always even easy to tell the angle when you're sitting there watching it. I mean, if you don't...
you don't get up and look. And,
yeah, it can be a little deceiving one way or the other.
Right.
So now, okay, he does have an extension. He's going to go ahead and break that one out for this.
Oh. Okay. Well,
It's fortunate for Mark, but it's also a little disappointing because there's not a really
this
easy
is
option here.
now. I think you just gotta nut up and try for the bank shot, long rail bank, one way or the other. I don't I don't like trying to play safe on this ball in any way. I mean, I just think you have to try for the bank and hope you get safe if you miss it. You know what I mean?
You don't even like the kick and stick here?
No, I don't.
You could always try and call this in the side pocket.
You could. It's a little bit further off the end rail, and it's a little bit too far away from the side you're going to. You know what I mean? It's on the other half of the table. If it was near the center of the table, it'd be a little bit better. This one just, it's not that easy from here to go 2 rails and back to safe again without your cue ball leaking back up table. It's just an awkward shot. I wouldn't expect to be able to control it well enough to. He went for the kick and stick.
Oh,
I wonder if he called that side. Did you see if he called anything?
he walked around and kind of tapped a bunch of pockets, so he
If
might
he
have
was playing
said
the
it.
kick and stick, that's the pocket you would call. So he came awfully close to making it. So it was a great shot. But you see what I mean about the cue ball leaking back
Right.
up. If he would have gone the 2 rails down the other end, he probably still would have left something of a shot. And he's got to be somewhat relieved to have even had an opportunity to shoot the 10 from there. But
You almost can't get disappointed, when that happens.
yeah,
but
I mean, he was supposed to lose anyway. It's that game. Obviously, is what I'm saying. His opponent missed a kind of a shocker on the 10 ball. So it was a little bit of a free chance that he wasn't supposed to get. I think with the object ball that far off the rail, I mean, I didn't love the shot selection there. The kick and stick, like I said, I think I would have just preferred a bank at it, because when you're kicking at a ball that's, what was that, 7 inches off the rail or something like that, 6 inches off the end rail, it's just not that easy to hit it as accurately as it is when the ball's 3 inches off the rail, and you know what I mean?
I think his rationale there is simply, if you try and bank it, you're 100% in on the bank. If you go for the kick and stick, you at least have a chance to get safe afterwards. So there is a slightly more conservative thought process there.
Yeah, I see that, I guess, but I think your chances of pocketing the ball with a kick and stick, especially from there, were much smaller than your chances of just firing in a long rail bank. I think you have a better chance of winning the game. You know what I mean? As opposed to not losing the game on the one shot, you have a better chance of winning the game on that shot if you just go for the bank. Okay.
Looks like he's undercut that.
Overcut.
Yes. What did I say? Undercut?
Mm-hmm.
Oops.
Okay, well, there's a makeable shot here. I don't think he has to worry about a scratch in that corner too much, but I'd have to be looking at the shot from where he's at. But it looks like, oh, he's jumping. I thought he could see this whole ball. I guess not. Okay, well, now we got Mark with ball in hand here.
Let's see what he can put together. This is a big moment.
The rack is tough. Look, the 3 only has the far corner to go into. The 8 and 9 are tied up. He's going to have to take care of the 8 and 9 from right here.
Yeah, I was going to say he might want to just run into one of them immediately. Looks like he's done that. He didn't.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
Fortunately, he
Didn't really fix the 8-9.
Break out the 8-9.
Yeah.
That's the only saving grace from that shot. Wow.
Looks like he's going to be playing another safe here.
This is
Going to try and put him behind the 4, I think. It's going to be a pretty effective shot.
It is, because of the 5 and 7 are blocking the one railer.
So assuming he does get the ball in hand, you try
blocking
and
the 2 railers.
You try and shoot that 2 up near the 8-9 next time.
Oh, you know, it'd have been. So that's 2 fouls, right? Okay.
Yes. I believe he's going to try and cinch the cue ball behind that 7 and try and put the 2 one rail behind the 8, I believe, here.
Yeah, there's a lot to control. This is, if he gets this all tucked up the way he's designing it, I say great shot. And but he left a one railer to the short rail, I believe.
Yeah, if that cue ball was a half turn to the left, this is a whole different animal.
Absolutely.
Okay,
got that right in the face. Got a rail, so that's good. He's
avoids the loss.
Clean slate on the fouls, but the 8 and 9 are now separated. There's no way to get from this 2 to that 3 ball, so you won't see him trying that. Looks like he's called the bottom right corner pocket, which is kind of the natural one. Good shot.
Just nestles up in front of that 6. Removes any chance of a shot here. The combination might be pretty wired. I don't think we're going to see him shoot at it, but... a little bit fortunate to get perfectly safe.
He got away with something there. Might see a jump. Yeah, looks like he's probably got the jump cue in his hand. He might also have a one railer if he can get past the side pocket with his cue ball.
I think he's trying to play the bank shot.
You don't want to clear the 4 out here. Jeez. He rubbed the 4 and still didn't separate it.
Yeah.
So again, I mean, with the 5 where it is, let's see here, what do we got? Well, is he going to try to get out now? Or is the 9 in the way of this 3 ball?
No, I think the 3 definitely goes past the 9 here.
Okay. He's going to need to do something to get from the 4 to the 5. He's going to need an angle.
He's a little bit straight.
He's straight on this, so it's going to be hard to get a significant angle on the 4 ball when he makes this.
I would expect he's only going to get a couple of inches off the rail here because the shot is a little touchy.
He might be able to stop or draw this back a couple inches out. Okay. Well, he got some angle.
It's enough.
Yeah, he's going to have to thump this a little bit.
He's just really stretched out here, so that's going to make it a little bit harder to get the power that he needs.
Showing you where he wanted to be. Yeah, this is going to be a little bit tough to do all you need to do here using a bridge. So I think you need to just pound this with some, like, a little bit low right. Oh, he got a lot out of that. That was a great shot.
Wow. It's going to come out basically perfect. He's got enough to draw and come straight down the table for the 6.
Yeah, he may have to draw into the 8 ball or something like that. It looks like.
I think he can just miss the 7 clean and come straight down the table here.
Oh, he's got that much angle? Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, he missed it.
Okay. It's got to be a huge relief for Mark here. Mark absolutely needs to get something going, starting immediately. I like just kind of going forward here and laying my cue ball on that short rail. Oh.
Man, I think he's perfectly all right here.
Well, yeah. Maybe. He's a little bit straight, though. It's hard to get close to the 7 from here. Unless you go forward and go across and play it in the lower left as we're looking. That doesn't seem like the shot. I think if he would have just rolled it in and got on that rail, he would have had a natural, like, one rail angle going right into the line of his 7 ball. See, that's the shot I was talking about. He has to go all the way across. And that, it was a pretty good shot, but he's still not 100% back in line.
Yeah, now he's going to have to probably put a little top right on this. Go between the 9 and the side and come back out.
Yeah. He's going to have to do something to miss the 9 ball here, I think.
Either that or he's got to draw and go 2 rails or 3 rails, depending on how that comes off the... Yep. Oh, he's going to do it again.
Absolute. Oh, my goodness. He's really struggling. I mean, he's not shooting terribly. He's missing a lot of balls.
He's not really missing. He just,
line a little
yeah,
bit.
his position's running away from him.
Well, again, I think that started with that first shot. He played. I'm not saying the wrong shot, but he played he didn't get enough angle on that 6 ball, so he didn't. What am I trying to say? Or was it the 5? The first one. He had ball in hand, and did he have ball in hand? Trying to remember what happened. Long story short, he got out of line pretty early in that run, and it ended up costing him.
Well, I mean, the first one, he had ball in hand on the 1, and he tried to break out the 8-9, and he fouled there.
Just in that run right there, he
fouled twice there, 3 times in that rack. 3 times, yeah. Okay, 6-0. It's not an insurmountable lead, but
no, it's definitely not. Ask me how I know that.
I didn't want to bring it up. But it's definitely going to take a lot more work than he was hoping to have to do.
2 more games with a cushion before he even starts. See, I was having a good time until you brought that up.
I didn't bring it up. That was all you. Trying to stay positive over here. You're hearkening back to some dark days. Okay, he was able to make a side ball this time. No shape at all on the 1.
It was a great break, though. Made 2 balls. And got his cue ball on the 1 ball pretty close together at the same end of the table. I think he's going to start getting this dialed in. I think he sees what's happening. He's making the side pocket balls. The 1 ball is dressing up by this lower right-hand corner pocket as we're looking every time. So as soon as he starts playing position for that off the break shot, he's gonna start running away with this match. That was what I was thinking, but it's kind of already happening. It's gonna be tough to overcome that break if he starts getting it dialed in and making a couple of run outs here. I don't think we've seen breaking runs yet.
No, nothing yet.
Look at this shot.
It's hard to tell if he actually can see the whole 1 ball here or not.
I don't think he can.
He might be able to just thin this and miss these. Yeah. There's really no way to hit that ball soft and expect the cue ball to not scratch. So you just kind of have to let the 1 ball loose and hope it doesn't go poorly.
So this is a good angle here, long shot, but it comes with a good angle to get started, and he got perfect. He tried to get behind that 7, but he's still in real good shape. Another very good shot. He's going to need to draw back, probably a little bit past where, oh, he's going forward, so he doesn't like that angle. It's falling funny here. This is kind of 50-yard line. This might look like a big fat scratch no matter which corner you choose here. So you're going to have to do some work with the cue ball to avoid scratching. Probably going to have to put some low left, cut this to his left and put some low left, hitting the long rail first.
He's putting some high on it, so he thinks he can miss it.
He likes this shot, okay.
That little nudge on the 9 is actually probably beneficial. I think he would have ran past the 7 at a funny angle.
Well, he still has a funny angle. I think he's need to just pop this in the corner and let his cue ball drift over a little bit past the 9.
I think we're just going to see a stop shot here and just take a little tougher shot on the 8.
It's just falling a little bit tougher and tougher as it goes along here. This shot is manageable, but it's not exactly a hanger.
Yep, I like hitting this with just a touch of draw.
Right. Touch of draw.
Yep, touch draw, come back and forth. You could hit it with right. There's really nothing wrong with that. It's basically the same shot.
If the ball's frozen, it makes it pretty tough. If it's just a little bit off, you can use the right. Oh, see, he went with a bunch of left. And He did pretty good, but this is
Should be just fine here with you have two options. You
high
can just
right.
you can high right or you can draw this ball too. Shouldn't be too bad. You draw it and kill it off the end rail and play the top left-hand corner pocket, but
Yeah, that's what I was thinking he was going to do. I didn't know he had enough angle to get around it. Okay. Just this shot for a start of a comeback.
that's what he needed. Get on the board, slow your opponent down, get
Still
back in the
striking
game.
the ball nice with confidence. He's not, getting weak or whatever. Yeah.
Apparently he's not at all irritated because he's sitting there dancing and whistling as he's picking the balls up. I guess you just kind of resign yourself. It's going to be one of those nights when somebody gets that big lead on you like that. Okay, that was a dry break from Mark.
So he broke from about a diamond to the left of the center of the table, like one diamond over from middle, and didn't put anything anywhere near a pocket. As far as I could see, the side pocket balls were nowhere close. So I wonder, if he ever watches his opponent break. A lot of times you'll watch your opponent, if they're having a lot of success on the break, you kind of try to emulate what they're doing a little bit. I don't think that would be a bad idea in Mark's case, because Gilbert is starting to have a lot of success off the break. He's breaking really well. Okay.
Well, he made everything except the ball he was shooting at.
So the 4 is down, is that correct? Or is that the 4 up on the top rail?
That's the 2 up on the top rail. 4 looks down.
Okay, so it's 2, 3, 5. The 5 is in a little bit of a tricky spot. I'd like to be shooting the 5 ball from down here on this, just to the left of this side pocket, or a diamond. You know what I'm saying? Down on this rail on the bottom
Correct.
of the screen as we're looking.
In between the second and third diamond, yeah.
In between the third diamond and the side pocket.
Oh, you want to go even further? Sure.
Something like, yeah. Well, you need that angle to get on the 6. You don't want your cue ball going away. So apparently he had more room. Okay, well, you might be able to get where I'm talking about from here, but it's a little delicate.
He was definitely trying to. He might nudge the 10 and get shape here.
Or he might
No,
get
or
hooked.
nudge the 10 and get completely hooked. One of the two.
Oh, what do you like here?
Making contact with the 5.
Yeah, you like that sort of, if you're into that sort of thing, I guess that's an okay idea.
Yeah, the one rail to the bottom rail, like he's pointing here, seems to be the highest chance. And if you hit the 5 thin, you might be able to put it behind the 6. Put the cue ball behind the 6. But either way, tying it up on that 6 is probably the best you were going to get.
Well, he's left a shot here. This ball goes past. You could twist this in with... You're going to have to do some work to hold position on the 6 ball from here.
Could also
it's a bit of a thing.
play the carom.
You play it off the 6?
Play it off the 6, yeah.
You could.
You don't have to hit it that hard, and the shape becomes quite natural.
He's playing safe. He's thinning the other side of it and bringing the cue ball down table.
Looks like he's done well.
Yeah.
I think he can thin the top of the 5 ball here. Well, you do have to be a little concerned with the scratch if you do.
Don't go off the 6. Oh,
Oof.
yeah, I was real worried about going off the 6 and scratching. He came awfully close. That's a good shot, though. Great speed. He's just left a lot of distance. It's not hooked. But this is a tough cut shot. He's probably going to just bank this back up next to the 6 ball and try to hold his cue ball down this end. Oh no, he went after the cut shot.
I don't really like that choice. Like you said, that was a very tough cut.
Yeah, maybe he figured it came with some two-way potential and some natural shape on the 6, so maybe it was worth a chop. But this is, I mean, this is sitting in front of the hole, and it's still extremely difficult to get back for the 6 ball here. If you put a lot of fall on this ball, it's going to probably lock up at that end of the table when it hits that rail. No, he got some action out of it. Not quite enough, but it's not bad from where he was. I can't tell if he's got the safety or not.
It's hard to tell. I'm not sure either.
Well, looks like he's got a jump cue in hand, so I'd say yeah. Based on the wave of apology by Gilbert, I'm guessing this doesn't pass the 7 ball, which was pretty fortunate. It's not a bad shot.
I don't know if he really has any option but to just try and cut it in.
Right, yeah, and he called it. I think you're right. I think that's kind of all you can do here. Hit it great. This is going to take a huge stroke to get position on the 8 ball, unless it goes on the side.
Also hard to tell. Yeah, he really doesn't look thrilled about it, does he?
Well,
He can just stroke this really good and try and come to the left side of the 8 ball.
he put a good stroke on it.
Great stroke. Funny enough, even with that stroke, he did about the same as if he would have just rolled forward. He's maybe even a little worse. Let's see if it goes on the side. If it doesn't go on the side, he could always just cut this ball all the way down as well.
Yeah. Okay,
It did.
so that's perfect. Wants to make sure he doesn't give up another game here, just taking an extra lap, making sure he's not distracted by that turtle rack. That's probably going to do it.
All right, 7-1 Gilbert. Just past the halfway point for him.
I wonder if there's any discussion about the run back option here, or if that's going to come into play tonight. Generally speaking, if we have a race like this, the loser of the set will have an option for a immediate rematch. Curious how this will pan out. especially if Mark starts coming back and making
And
a
it becomes
fight of
close.
it. Yeah, we end up like a 13-9 or 10. So not that I'm writing off the match completely now, but
If Mark comes back and wins, I mean, we're gonna immediately see a coin flip on the other side. How do you? Okay. I don't believe they're playing early tens at all.
There are no early 10 balls.
So that 10 is just kind of a helper ball at this point if you run into trouble.
Got a great spread there. Feels like he ramped up the speed on the cue ball. Ended up, I don't know if he got kicked all the way back up table or if he just kind of drew it too hard and bounced off the head rail and back up. But made 2 balls on the break. Got a nice spread. Just ended up with really nothing to shoot out on the 1 ball. I like thinning this into the 4, and you basically running my cue ball up near the 10. You don't want to make the 10. But
come right behind that 7 like this.
That's a good shot. Now I probably still call the 10, come 2 rails, long rail, short rail, and try to maybe even call the 1 in that upper right hand corner pocket. Try to kick 2 rails, clip it that way, and send your cue ball up table near the 7-10. Well, looks like he might be able to hit this.
A little bit of a masse maybe to get around that, or is he just jumping? Still is quite awkward for Mark. It's not an easy shot here.
Doesn't look too bad.
I'd be worried that you're actually going to end up hitting the 4 here, believe it or not.
Yeah, I kind of see what he's seeing. I think if you hit with a high ball, you're going, between the 3-4. I don't think you're getting too close to the 4 ball like that. Yeah, look at that speed.
Perfect, pretty much.
I mean, that's
maybe a half ball past perfect, but pretty good.
It's pretty good. I mean, you can still easily draw this. There's no scratch. You're getting closer to the 4. That felt real good. He decided to use the very edge of the pocket.
Not enough drama in this match.
That's a little bit short. Still workable. He's going to need to draw his ball up to the short rail and back out for kind of straight in on the 6. Okay. He's making some work for himself here. I feel like you need to draw this 3 feet to like this shot on the 7.
The good news is that even if he comes a little short with the draw, you can still just play the carom, sink to 10, leave the 7 on the top rail, shoot it all the way down table. Could also just play the regular combination, leave the 7 in the hole. You got to worry a little bit about the scratch in the bottom side.
That's avoidable. I'd play this combination here all day. I wouldn't play the billiard. Even though it seems harder, you got to cut it thin. At least you know where the 7's going to be when you're done. The 7 should be sitting in that pocket. Still not 100% out of the woods here. This is a little bit of a thin cut.
That's going to do great. If anything, you ended up slightly too straight, but
if he has an angle where he can go forward and
yeah,
go high right here,
top right, just like this.
I don't know if I would have considered playing the other corner, but he felt good.
How's it going, Michael? Okay.
How dare you assume my gender?
7 deuce. Let me go ahead and confirm for all those out there. Mike is actually a man.
here come the questions like, how do you know?
We'll get to see how many 12-year-olds are in the chat.
All of them. Every single 12-year-old in the world. All right, let's see if he sticks with his break. I'd like to see him just put this dead center and smack these. No,
He's not backing off. He liked his spot last time. He's sticking with it.
Okay, he's got one down. The turtle rack just preserved his chances of hitting the one ball. I'm not in love with much of this.
Thiening the 1, try and come back behind the 9. He would decide to go the other way with it. Okay.
Well, it's a good shot there. I saw that shot. I was just concerned about leaving a shot in that upper right. If you don't get behind this 8 ball here, you hit it great.
Did he call the... Ooh.
Well, this looks like a shot. This past the 6, right?
I believe it passes the 6, yeah.
Wow.
Don't think that this 2 passes the 8th, though. He does have a pretty wired bank if he decided to take that route.
Well, he
But
called something. He might have called the 8
might
ball
have just
here.
called the 8. Yeah, we'll see.
No, he called the 2 ball.
Oh, it did go
shot.
past. Wow, okay.
Oof. So he's going to have to cut this in the side. If he can do this with some right English on the cue ball, he can check this up and come down for the 4 on the side.
It's like he's loading up on some top right here, so let's see how it goes.
That's exactly what I was. He didn't. Oh.
It's okay. He can still shoot into the 8 now. This it's not easy, but definitely he didn't get screwed. So he's got an option still.
Yeah. Well, this is far from hanging. What a shot.
Okay, he's out of the woods for the most part on this rack.
Yeah, I don't want to speak too soon, but yeah, that was a great shot, great result. He should be kind of home free. Unless he gets way out and stretched out and 2 straight in.
This definitely limits his options on the 7. If he uses a bridge, he should be okay. He can still draw left and come back out to the middle of the table. I think he's got enough angle to come 1 rail out to the middle here.
I don't know. We'll see. I know for a fact this isn't where I'd put the ball if I had ball in hand. Okay, needs one more real nice shot here. This has got to be smooth. There's a little bit of distance here. It doesn't look like it's going to be too tough to hold the cue ball. No.
It didn't go past.
Well, he didn't shoot it past.
Gilbert's got to be thrilled to get this chance.
Well, yeah. He's gonna have to put a big stroke on this though. Just kind of dig into this. A bunch of low left. Like the cue ball to bounce off. It's close to where it's at now. Uh-oh. That was just far enough to get a little bit funny. It's still makeable, but he's going to have to turn this cue ball real loose. And it looks like that corner pocket, the upper right corner as we're looking, could be in play. If he just levels out and cuts this in.
I think he might just play safe here. Just shoot the 9 up table and stay behind the 10.
Maybe. I mean, that lays easy, but God, you hate not getting out from right here. And he took your path, and he did not get behind the 10 at all.
Yeah, he hit that real hard. You can see he's pointing right where he wanted to be.
Yeah, well, it's a touchy shot. When you got to send the object ball, 12 feet and move the cue ball 3 inches, it's a little bit tough. I'm surprised he played safe there, to be 100% honest.
Oh. He could have just seen that the scratch was very likely, and then your options get quite limited at that point.
You talking on that 9-ball shot right there?
Yeah.
I didn't think there was any scratch. I thought he'd just take a cut at it, and it's in a natural position to come around maybe 2 rails for shape on the 10, but I'd have to check back on the shot, I guess. I just was assuming this one's going to have to go up and down. And he hit it perfect. Yeah, perfect-ish.
Kind of surprised, yeah. I didn't think he was going to get that much on it. Good enough. 8-2.
Okay. All right, well, take a look at this Shane Van Boning-like break he's got going on here.
I can see the resemblance.
Look what he did with the 1 ball. I mean, how brutal is that on your mark? Can he even make this 1 ball?
I don't think it goes. I don't think he can make it.
Your opponent scratches on the break, and you, with ball in hand, you can't pocket the first ball. That is pretty brutal.
Wow.
Oh man, I don't do this. Well, that's because I'm not anywhere near that good. Hit that great. I just hate those little touchy close-up shots.
Play some more 1 pocket.
He's on 2 fouls already. See some
I would expect to see him try and freeze it on this 6. Just shoot the 1 past it and run up right behind the 6 ball. Actually,
I would say that I like the
pocket the 1 and still play behind the 6. Look at the position of the 2. You can pocket the 1 on the side, play safe.
You can't do that.
Oh, that's right. You don't get that.
Your opponent would have the option.
That's right.
So he's trying to jam him on the 6 ball and send the cue ball back up. No, that's not going to be any good.
No, it's not going to be enough.
Well, maybe it is. Maybe that is good. He looks like he's going 1 rail at it. That's
there
the
it
game.
is.
That is the game. Nice.
It's got to feel a little bit sweet.
Revenge 3 foul for Mr. BARBA. So if you're looking for any work on a table or a new table, check out Mission Billiards and Bar Stools. They're the gentleman that did the setup, leveling, and recovering of this table, and it plays outstanding. If you're in the market for any body and paint work, check out Joe DeLeo at Wetworks Garage in Costa Mesa. They do great work over there. And VIP Billiards in Diamond Bar. Cool pool hall. Good place.
I just went up there for the first time recently. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
It's a cool pool hall. They
take pool seriously there.
They understand action. They take care of players who are in action. They take good care of their equipment. They got 3 nice 9-foot diamonds and assorted other tables. Good place to go play. So if you get a chance, go check them out. Man, so we have a scratch on the break again. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. It's got enough angle. So 4 is down. We got the 5. 4 and the 7 are down, right? Or no, the 4's. Yeah, 4 and 7 are
correct.
down.
Yes.
Well,
it's not too bad.
That's pretty perfect. You could get away with the stop shot here. You'd probably want to try to draw it a few feet.
A little bit closer to the 5 would be nice, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, right where it's at would be okay. So he took a stop shot. So he's going to have to go forward here to the short rail and back towards the 6 ball, which is okay. You
actually
might
probably
actually
want to put a little top left on this so you get a little bit more of an angle.
You don't want to end up straight on the 6 ball is what I'm getting at. If depending on the angle, I don't mind coming out 2 rails with low right and coming out. Okay, I like this idea. So that makes sure you get an angle on the 6 ball. Going with the inside you were talking about. If you get straight on the 6, this run might be over. So he's got plenty of angle here. You just need to make sure you don't go in that side pocket. And in making sure he didn't do that, he left himself
a little bit steep.
Pretty thin on this 8 ball.
I would expect he's just going to go ahead and go 2 rails up and back and be able to shoot the 9 in the bottom left.
Yeah, probably so. I mean, speed control is not
he might even opt
super crucial on this shot.
Might even opt for a 3 rail and hit it hard just so that he's coming back towards the 9. Or 3, okay. 4 even. I don't think 4 was in the cards.
Well, he's fallen a little bit tough here. But I think all you got to really do is pocket this ball with a nice stroke. Put medium speed on this, pocket this in the upper left. And I think the natural path to your cue ball is around the rails and back out to about where the 9 ball is now. Okay, great shot. He went for the draw.
Ball just barely fell.
That's more than just wiping its feet. That thing took off its shoes and socks and I sat up in that pocket for a second before it fell.
Okay.
Good shot. Good out. Gilbert's really putting some runs together here. You know what I mean? He's not missing a lot of balls.
He ran out from Mark's scratch on the break, that one.
Yeah.
If this game goes the next 4 to Gilbert, we might set some kind of record for a race to 13 on this stream.
Possibly. Well, the record would be the fewest number of total games played in a race to 13.
Quickest time, too. It's been it's moving along. Neither one of these players are very slow.
No, we haven't even
pretty average time between shots, I would say.
We're into this for
a little over an hour, maybe hour 15 right now.
Hour and change. Haven't had any breaks. I don't think either of these guys are smokers or anything like that, so no cigarette breaks, no restroom breaks yet.
That thing was really heading towards the side there. Well, if he can't see the 1 directly, I would expect a slight masse would take care of it.
what's the next ball? The 2 and 3 are down, so it's the 1-4.
No, that's the 8-2-4 right there.
Oh, okay. Well, the 2 doesn't really have much of a pocket there.
Really is even worse now. I was thinking that if he was to masse from on the other side of the 7, he might have been able to play a 2-8 combination in the side.
Yeah,
but that's a little dicey as well.
Super touchy. It's a thin angle for the 8.
Does he have enough to make the 2 in the side right now? It looks like that's what he's aiming for.
Yeah, well, if that's all he can see, it's a viable shot.
The good news is that the 8 should hold the cue ball for the 4 pretty well.
Oh, yeah. Okay, he undercut it just a shade. Looks like he got away with it. It's gonna be awful tough to see a comeback when this guy can't really do anything wrong. He misses. He's been missing good a couple of times. Like, he hasn't missed a lot of shots, but the few that he has missed, he's ended up leaving Mark tough. He scratched on the break, left Mark an impossible shot on the 1. I think that turned into a 3-foul win.
It did,
right?
Yeah.
So.
Oh, look at it get right behind this 8. Come on. Oh,
what a beautiful shot.
Got him.
What a shot. Okay, so he'll be going 2 rails out of where his hand is, I think. What's he looking at?
There is the 1 railer.
Okay, well, yeah, I guess. Okay, well, it's a good opportunity for Mark to try to run out here. I definitely like playing the run out. The 7's in a spot where it makes it tough to get from the 4 to the 5 really easily. I think the 7 is like you're kind of right in the path, because I'd like to hit this 4 with a little bit of low left and just fall into.
It definitely needs a little more of an unnatural angle to miss it now. You're right. I guess here you're just going to try and play the safe. Maybe
I'd just try to cut this in and come back to where you are. And if you overcut it a touch, you probably gonna end up safe. That might have worked out okay anyway. He might have just put that 7 right dead in the way.
Even if he did, I think he's going to be able to go 1 rail around the 7.
Well, he's shooting with a flat cue here, so must not be too bad. Okay. So he's going to need to probably just twist this in and try to fall straight in for short side on the 6. That'd basically leave you a stop shot for the 8 or the 7 to the side.
He doesn't look happy about it, but I mean, this is not too terrible here. A little bit longer than he wanted.
He's probably more unhappy about the way he hit the 5 than he is about where he ended up on the 6. I think he's just kind of it's causing a little bit of concern that your cue ball's not going where you're trying to make it go. It's not great for your confidence. Gilbert's like, I've seen enough. I don't want you to get in stroke.
Wow, that's an interesting concession.
Well, I have to say that there's a little bit of what I was just talking about.
Yeah, he just doesn't want him to make a few balls.
He doesn't want him to get confident, you know what I mean? So better to...
But don't you give him the confidence by handing him the game at least? I mean...
Not really. Not as much as if you run the rack out and you start feeling, what am I trying to say? Is like...
Momentum?
It's an easy out from there, and you can really start bearing down on your delivery and start feeling real good. You just use those last 3 or 4 easy shots to dial in your stroke and
I guess any sort of confidence you would get from them giving you the game early, you're also equally as confused as to why they just gave you the game so early. So that's an interesting choice.
Yeah, it was basically 3 stop shots to get out right there. I mean, I see why he did it, but yeah, I think he just wants to leave him in that state where he was just lamenting how kind of poorly he felt he hit the 5 ball instead of giving him those last few shots to get dialed back in. So now he's, the game, that one game didn't. He was likely to win it anyway. Whatever. Probably spent more time on.
I think you made your point.
Trying to figure it out than we need to, but the score line says you can afford to risk.
Sure.
Giving him 3 straight-in shots.
I understand what you were getting at. You're good. Not quite sure if he was really trying to make that or if he was trying to go for a safe that didn't work out.
I think it was all safety, or maybe just trying to make sure you don't sell out. I think hooking him was tough from where he was, because you'd have to stop your ball, which requires hitting the object ball a little bit firmer and turning the object ball loose. So I think he just decided to make sure he knew where both balls were going to end up, and I guess.
Oof. He really wouldn't have liked the position anyways. It's going to be almost impossible from there to get position on the 3 after making the 2.
Yeah, well, if you're over the top of the 7 ball all the way, if there's a way you can cue that cue ball low next to the 7, maybe, but still pretty tough.
Looks like there's a decent path here. Go between the 4 and the 8. Basically wants to come back right where he is now.
Well, I don't know if he's going to get where he is now because of the 7 ball. He has to either go... Yeah. Oh, we got a scratch. Okay. This is still not super easy.
Yeah, you probably want to go between the 6-7, but the 6 is kind of a big ball if you take that route. Could just come straight down the table, but then you have to worry about missing the 9.
I might consider setting up a little bit flatter than where he is and going forward 2 rails between the 7 and 9.
Okay.
To shoot the 4 past the 10.
Could also consider just straight running into the 7. If you nudge the 7, you get a decent angle there. Oh, he's able to run past it.
Either that or you can just
good shot.
Trickle straight into perfect position by going dead across the line of your next shot.
Thank you, Abe.
I think he can hit this a little bit of draw. Just miss the 8 ball, touch the rail, and get back almost to where he is now.
Oh, that felt real short.
I think he was trying to do what I was describing, but he's striking the balls a little bit tentative. He's not really finishing these strokes, and that could be why Gilbert gave him that one game. He doesn't want to let him get to a point where he feels like he's really delivering the cue ball a lot better. So he is pocketing balls, but they're all. It looks difficult right now. Every shot looks like he's working his ass off to get where he's going.
I think we're going to see some top right. Yeah.
What a nice shot
It's a
that
great
was.
shot.
And look, he's just falling slightly on the wrong side. Like, everything's tough. You know what I mean? This is a... You might need to put that same stroke, go forward.
Top left this time, yeah.
Around the 9-ball, maybe. Or, I don't know. Either that or you just kind of straight draw your ball back to the middle and accept a cut. I can't see exactly how much angle he's got. We could try. Does this auxiliary camera work?
I think Abe said all the cameras are busted except this one right now. Not really sure what's going on. Yeah, he tried it. He tried the same shot.
He just nudged that ball into...
Ended up completely selling out, it looks like. Probably just take the stop-ish here on the 7. Shoot the 8 all the way down.
I think he'll stun this and spin it back out for this 8 in the same pocket. Well, it got away from it just a little bit, but that was the shot I was describing with about 5 foot less travel. Yeah, somewhere about there is what I was thinking. Okay, well.
I mean, he's still okay. It's a little bit tougher than he wanted, but it's basically the same shot that you were thinking of.
Yeah, just
tiny bit of draw, come back
are a
down.
little stingy. You got to work a little bit harder to control your ball. Well, you did great. Real nice job there. Chai, how you doing, bud?
How you doing, Mr. Chai? Long time no see, boss.
I agree. These commentators are terrible, but
I know I suck. You're doing okay.
they work real cheap.
Okay. 10-4. Hey, Abe, that little new comment thing that you fixed earlier is back, by the way. I don't know if that's something you can fix. That's broken too. All right, folks. Sorry, we're having all kinds of technical problems today. I promise you the check before we got started, everything was working great. There were no problems until it started. So, well, he was able to pocket a ball on the break again, and he does have a shot on the 1.
To where?
Looks like it goes past the 6 into the bottom left, I believe.
Think so?
It's pretty tight, but I think it does. If not, he can always play it in either side pocket. Or
you can just dump the cue ball straight in this side. Nope.
Wow.
Okay. Well, you got to kick at this one rail with the speed. You're hoping to kind of bank the 1 to this bottom rail and out to the middle of their ender. I'd like to lay the 1 ball on that brake cloth somewhere. Okay. It's all right too. Except this one definitely goes by. It's going to be a big shot. He's going to have to stab this in with a little bit of pace. Maybe draw his cue ball a little bit. Oh no, he just rolled at it.
It's going to be okay, though.
Wow, okay. That breeze is more than welcome. Good shot. It's got a little bit of angle. He probably would have liked a little bit more. He's going to have to punch across to get position on this 4 ball.
Done really well with that.
Yeah, you know, he's got a pretty nice pure stroke. He hits the ball good. He gets a lot of action out of, you know, his delivery off the rails, even because he's fallen flat on a few shots and is able to just really move his cue ball, and that's just a nice follow through. Falling a touch thin here. Is he going to try to spin around 2 rails?
I would expect he's going to use a little bit of inside.
Oof.
Could draw this out though.
Yeah, I like
kind of
this.
go either way.
Yeah,
I went your route.
He just use those rails to scrub some speed off there, and he fell pretty much perfect. I think he's got the right angle. If not, he can just draw this ball a little bit or stun over towards the 10 ball.
Probably see that extension come out one more time.
Thanks, James, for the advice.
Yeah, we can give that a shot.
Okay, well, he accepted pretty thin cut on the 8. That's
A little
the hair
fin on the
short.
9 as well. If he can cut it in the side, his shape for the 10 is going to be all right, though. You can go 3 or 4 rails to get shape on the 10 here.
This is thin. You're going to have to use quite a bit of spin.
Could just bank this on the opposite side also.
Is that what is he calling that? No, he called the cut.
I like the cut here.
I do too, I think. I mean, if the scratch is a concern here, the tendency is going to be to hit the ball a little bit fatter to avoid the scratch and undercut it a touch. No, he had a lot of ball to work with.
Pretty much perfect. Even got off the rail slightly so that it's not as difficult.
Ooh.
Oh ho 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 ho.
Okay, well, huge
Chink in the armor
huge
there.
break for Mark. He's going to need to get this down on that side. It doesn't lay too tough. He should be pretty energized by having this opportunity here.
Clawing back. 10-5.
Yeah.
Let's see, it was 6-0 before he got on the board, right?
Yeah.
So since he got on the board, he's only closed the gap by 1.
Right. So he's clawing back very slowly but surely. When this is over, he'll say, I didn't get beat, I just ran out of time.
Yeah, once again, no ball's even really flirting with the pocket there from the same break. What do you?
Well, the 2's laying up in that corner. You got to
Yeah,
go,
I actually thought the 2
here.
was the 8 for a second there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Shoot the 1 into pocket D and go forward. Okay. Well, I like this bank shot from here. It's got lots of good things can happen. You can make it and get out. You can miss it and get safe.
Hit that one pretty pure.
He did. Fell think he's got enough where he can just kind of cut this in, cheat the pocket a little bit, and spin out for roughly straight in on this 3 in the lower left.
Could also just draw.
That's
a little bit harder. I like this choice more. I'm just trying to give an alternative there.
Yeah, he felt pretty good. I think the 4 passes the 5 pretty comfortably.
With this angle, he could also just go 1 rail and shoot the 4 in the bottom left if it doesn't go
this.
past it.
Word.
He wanted to come a little bit further. He basically wanted to be on the rail.
Okay. Well, it might be time to duck here. It's a good shot.
Yeah.
Real nice shot.
He's on the right side of the 5. Makes that a little bit more difficult. The only thing I'm really seeing here is the 1 railer basically where the turtle rack is now.
Right. He's showing his math. Oh, he's just going to tie up the 5-6. This is smart.
Didn't quite tie it up, but he certainly made it more difficult.
Mark was probably not going to try to run those out anyway. If he got ball in hand, he might be looking for fouls here. Because that 5 was still a little bit tucked away. It would have been difficult to get on it, I think. I would set my cue ball up straight out towards the middle of the table from the 4 ball, or somewhere along that angle, and try to kind of bank the 4, keeping it down at the head end of the table, and spin my cue ball up and try to make it just nudge the 5 and bury behind the 6. You see what I'm saying? Send the cue.
Not at all.
All right. So,
sorry, normally I'm right there with you. This time I didn't see it.
Set your cue ball right about there,
okay.
And he's going to try to just bank this 4 ball back.
Now I got you.
And run his cue ball 2 rails, hit the long rail, then the head rail, and try to nestle up into the 5-6.
Got you. Now that's a pretty good shot. Looks like that's exactly what he's lining up.
He hit it a little bit
shorter,
a little bit too thin.
But yeah, you were thinking of going 2 rails.
Yeah, I would have tried to hit
hit the 5
hit the
almost.
short rail and come into the 5 ball.
Yeah, okay.
Wedging it between the 5 and 6.
That's a pretty good idea right there.
Look at this. I think he may have the edge of the 4 ball here.
He could definitely hit the edge. What he's going to do with it is really the question.
Probably go a bunch of right English. Try to... No, he went with some left.
Watch out.
Okay, that's pretty good. I think he's got him hooked. This is as good as not having a shot at all, because that side pocket plays so big here. I don't know if there's any position you can get. I don't know if you can draw past the side here.
It's really tough to tell from here, frankly.
I think he's going to have to duck here. Oh. This is kind of tough position here. Oh.
If he clips that 8, yeah, that's going to make this whole thing work.
That's a good shot. This is a tough hit.
I I don't even think he can go that direction at all. I think he's going to have to kick away from it.
I would consider trying to roll this 6 right on top of the 5 ball. Just nestle the 6 up or something, like tie something up.
Is he doing that with the 8, it looks like?
No,
Oh, he was able to hit it.
Make a good
hit. Okay.
Oh, no.
He's going to sell out, though.
A little unlucky. It was a great hit. This isn't going to be that easy to hold shape here, is it?
I don't think so, no.
I mean,
what you might be able to do is...
He could play this a bunch of right and end up somewhere by the turtle rack, you know what I mean? Or maybe even a little bit
hit
further.
A bunch of low left and try and run into the 10. Or just hold it. Yeah, it works too.
I don't know if he has a natural angle to beat this 10 ball. He might have to load this up with some left English here to beat the 10 or something. If he runs into the 10, he can end up hooked on the 7. He's kind of gotten away with that. I think you probably just have to try to cut this in.
I think you have to. Yeah, I was just trying to find an
alternative. You
alternative.
come just across the spot up to the other end rail, try to play the 7 on the side.
If you hit it really hard and come too far, it also goes in the top right hand corner.
Right. He overcut
it
by a lot. He didn't take a lot of time to there was not too many practice strokes on that shot.
Pretty good hit right there.
Yeah, he did a good job. It's not always easy to get position when those balls are right up
super close to the pocket there like that. Yeah.
He got pretty good. Not great, but
he doesn't have to play it in the side if he doesn't want to. He can roll forward, push the 9 a little closer to the side to get good shape on the 8.
Oh, that's pretty good.
It's going to be a little stretched out, but the angle's great.
Okay, looks like it's going to be 11-5.
And it is.
JC says, thanks for the stream, Abe. You're more than welcome, JC. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for everybody that's tuned in.
Yeah, we absolutely love having you guys here. 30
right.
people, that's a pretty good, strong viewing.
But feel free to share it if you get a moment and see if we can drag a few more in here.
You know, if you can, be a little more aggressive than just sharing it. I recommend you go wrestle your neighbor and bring them in and make them watch it. Just whatever you can.
Kidnap a couple people.
We're shooting for 5,000. Also, if you want to play, go ahead and contact any of us. You can contact myself or Abe or Mike. We can get you a game set up. There's a nice list of players who would like to play on the CA Action Vortex group page. You can have a browse through that, find someone who's close to your speed, and set up a match.
But the best way is just to contact Abe, because if you contact me, I'm just going to have to call Abe and go, hey, somebody wants to play, and then Abe's going to have to figure it out anyway. So Let's go to him first. Let's take out the milk because I'll probably forget. I'm not very good at relaying messages. Got that 7-ball wired.
Yes.
And there's the...
Two
he almost made
again.
both of the 4 railers on the corner balls. He's hitting the brake. Kind of textbookly. Okay. Hard for me to tell if he's left an edge. It looks like he might just have a very edge of this one ball.
I think he's actually got a little bit more than an edge. I think he's got about half the ball to shoot at, believe it or not.
Okay. Love to try one of these other camera angles. Just, I'm afraid. I wussed out. I was going to try it, but you'd probably miss the next 4 shots.
Okay, let's give it a shot while the... Yeah, nope. Okay.
By the way, we are accepting donations for the stream if anybody would like to help us get some better equipment.
Good cameras? Yeah, okay. Seems about right.
Information's on the ticker at the bottom of your screen right now.
Holding for this 2 balls kind of awkward. Yeah, and he came a little short here. The bank looks fine. You're going to leave yourself a lot of distance on the 3. Really getting from the 3 to the 5 is kind of the concern here, right? I mean,
there are some places to hide on this shot if you will opt for the safety here. This is the 2 ball down at the bottom of the screen, huh?
It must be the 4. Okay, that makes it a lot simpler.
Or not.
He's gotten away with this.
That is not going to count. Now Gilbert's going to have the option to put him back in here.
I don't think he's going to.
No. That's a great shot, man.
Oof.
Holy mackerel. Looks like he's even maybe taken away the 2 railer past the 4 ball. I don't think he can get there.
Yeah, the only way I'm seeing is the
2 rails up into the upper left corner.
I was actually looking at just the 1 railer past the 10. I think he might be able to get there with some spin.
Oh, okay. I don't think so. I think he'd be doing good to hit the 6 ball from there, to be honest with you, but I don't. Well, he's jumping. He's going to jump 2 rail. I don't like this. Or
Good
he
hit.
does. I don't have to like it, except
Oh no!
this is just kind of hard to watch. You know what I mean? He made a great hit there. It was a
Most of his
creative
fouls have been just a little unfortunate. There's been 1 or 2 bad choices, but I would say 80% of them have just been unlucky.
Look at this. Right. That was surprising to me. I see. I guess because the 5 doesn't really have a pocket here, but I was surprised to see him go for that safety.
If he does nail it behind the 4, it's really strong. But you're right. That's a fairly aggressive safety, for lack of a better term. Oh, he missed that one by a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
Still have this issue of the 5 ball though. What exactly are you trying to do here with this? You know what you might be able to do? Well, no, I don't even like this, but my initial thought was try and run into the 5 here.
Yeah.
But you just end up with such a rough angle on the 4. Does the 5 go past the 9 into the top right-hand corner?
I don't know, but the 5-9 is not a terrible combination to the side. I'm just trying to guess what he's looking at here. So he's pulling back for the 5-9, it looks like.
Could he also play the 5-9, but not to make the 9, to put the 5 on the top rail and stick it behind the 10? Yeah, see where he's looking at right now?
So blasting the 5 off the 9 and sticking your cue
Not
ball?
necessarily blasting it, but yeah, you're looking to
Or
stick the
just
cue
running
ball there.
forward.
Nope, he likes the 5-9. Great shot.
Yeah, this is still a little tricky.
Oh, don't get me wrong. This is one testy shot right here.
If there's no concern of a scratch, like, you know, in this corner pocket, he's got a good angle to come around. Look, yeah, he overhit that quite a bit. I thought he was going to stop like in the middle of the table.
He's going to be okay. It's not the easiest shot in the world, but it definitely is a shot. He can go 3 rails, try and get shape on the 10 in the top left, or hit it a little soft.
Yeah, I think I like that shot, the 3 rails. Looks like he's just rolling this in. This might be okay too if you can get this fat enough that the side pocket's not an issue. Oh, he did do the 3 rails. Great shot.
Yep. Good speed. Great shot.
All right.
11-6. He has finally closed the gap a little bit, down to a 5-game lead.
He's still only up 6-5 from the point where Gilbert was at 6-0, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's only closed the gap by 1.
It's pretty tough. Pretty tough action when you got to win at a clip of 7-1 to get there.
Against somebody that arguably plays as good as you. Oof.
His break has been a disaster all night. Nothing good has happened off his breaks. Either been dry or he's scratched. You could kind of pin it down to that being the cause of the score line we're seeing. If you think about it, I mean, Gilbert's breaking really well. Mark has been breaking really poorly.
Maybe not the entire thing, but at least 3 games.
When you turn over the table, every time you break, you're supposed to be at a big disadvantage, right? I mean, not necessarily saying that they're going to run out every time, but to not give up ball in hand. How many times did you scratch on the break? That's at least 3.
Yeah. That's why I said 3 games. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you take 3 away from Gilbert and give them to Mark, that's 9-8 Mark. You know what I mean? The score line, just those 3 scratches. So you could say that the break has probably cost him huge in this match. He's not playing terrible. He's not pocketing balls really poorly. You know what I mean?
He is fighting himself for position.
A lot of turnovers. Yeah, I mean.
By the way, fantastic cut.
Yeah, and fell in pretty good position on this 2 ball. That position from the 2 to the 3 is not super easy. So you may have to accept that cut ball, the cut shot he was just looking at. Okay.
Yeah, that was really difficult to try and get to.
Well, trying to get below the 5 and off the rail and not get behind.
I would have much rather seen him put a little bit of top on that ball, and hit it with a little bit more of a stroke and just risk the 2 rails.
Yeah, I got you.
I mean, if you run into the 4,
that's what I thought he was doing when I saw he was addressing the ball with something other than pure draw. That's what I thought he was gonna do, is go forward. Nice hit, good result. Wow.
Waving the hand yet again.
Yeah, I don't think what happened here is completely unintentional, though. I don't think this is pure luck. I think with the speed he kicked and the trajectory, like he knew something like this was likely to happen. This might be a pretty good shot too. Well, he's left a piece of it, but I don't think there's any real shot available.
Oh, I think it goes cleanly in the side.
Well, he has a shot at the side, but look at the angle. I mean, geez, it's the pocket is about the same size as the ball. I mean, it's a very tight pocket from here, but yeah, it's makeable.
The shape is so rewarding. I don't think there's any way you can not shoot at it.
Okay, well, he's left an opportunity. Yeah, it's super tough from here. Unless he can kind of somehow draw between the 6 and 8 and back out and, you know, bump the 10 or something like that. I don't know what he's going to do here.
You also might be able to play a little bit of forward, go between the 6 and 9 and run around.
Well, that's a good shot right there.
I like this choice a lot better.
All right, Gilbert called the lower right-hand corner naturally. Okay. Now we might see someone exercise that option. He's like, yeah, you go ahead. I don't like the shot. I assume he has a piece of it at least, right? You can see the ball.
It's hard to say. I think he's kicking at it. Believe it or not, he might even be hooked behind the corner of the rail there, maybe. It's really deep in that pocket.
All right.
Okay, Mark needs to take this opportunity to close the gap even further. There's really no problems on the table here.
All right. I think this is what I would do. Just play this on the side, try to fall dead straight in on the 5 and the lower side. And everything gets pretty easy from there. I think, unless he's got a lot of angle with this 8 into this side.
Nope, you want to draw back about 8 inches here. Get almost perfectly straight on the 6 so you can roll forward for the 8.
He stopped his ball.
Okay. The 8 does play in the side too. That's not too terrible. He can still roll forward if he wants to put a little bit of top on this. He could also just stop it here, which is probably what he's going to like to do.
He played a little bit. He let his ball release a little bit, like a slight stun run through right there, which just that little forward roll on the cue ball was incredibly helpful for him on that shot. A couple inches goes a long way.
I'm going to leave that one alone. Yeah, just all night. This has been the story of Mark's game here. Just a little bit off, compounding
Okay.
shape
Well, you need
issues.
to
And
stay still on this and put a nice shot on this. Isn't okay.
good shot, good shot.
It's not one you can take for granted.
Absolutely not.
Okay, well, I mean, this is getting interesting at the very least.
If you're Gilbert here, when do you second guess giving him that game way earlier? Never.
Nah,
I still think it was a funny choice.
just conceding the last 3 balls, was it?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to see something different on the
Change
break
up
here.
your break location. Even,
Yeah.
if he doesn't want to break from the middle, that's fine. Break from the other side. Yes, there we go.
We're seeing something different. I mean, why not go to the middle? Your opponent has been breaking like King Kong from the middle of the table. Well, he got... Oh, jeez, Louise.
My.
I mean...
He broke fine.
It was a much better break, but... Did that get kicked, or did you just kind of
Yeah, no, it got kicked in. It was stopped.
Okay.
The 5 kicked it in, actually.
Absolutely brutal right there. Is this the 2 or the 8 ball down here in the center of the table?
That is the 2. The 8 is up near where he's standing.
That's the 6. I want to say that's the 6. I think the 8 went down on the break, maybe. I could be wrong.
The colors blend pretty well. Yeah. You know what? I'm not sure if it's the 6 or the 8.
Well,
Hey, Abe, what is that? 6 or 8?
I don't know if it's going to matter at this point because he's fallen way out of line. He got on the wrong side of this ball to get on the 3 from here. So
If it can pass the 5, he might be able to use a little bit of, well, a lot of right-hand English and go one rail towards this 3.
So he's done past the 5 and then try to spin back up for
almost
3.
A little bit of draw right, maybe.
Yeah, okay.
He could do the same thing and then suck it around the top left-hand corner pocket.
Look at the leave. Is this makeable? This is I mean, Mark's happy that his opponent's not going to run the rack out right here, but he could have ended up a little easier.
I want to say it's cuttable in the side. I really think it is. It's tight, but I think it's okay.
Well, if you mess around and accidentally undercut this, you really need to worry about scratching in that corner pocket.
Yeah, that's a pretty clever shot. I don't think that 2-3 lined up, but we're probably going to see him shoot it between the gap and play a roll-up safety.
That's
no rail.
That is no rail. Okay.
Mark throwing the equipment around.
I would like to see Mark just bear down and get out here. Like, this is a very runnable table, and if he gets out here, this should be
starts to shift the pressure quite a lot.
Yeah, things will be looking a little bit different. This is obviously an extremely critical rack. Keeping your opponent off the hill and then getting within a couple games, especially when you've been way down in the match, is going to be massive. Again, I speak from experience.
I think we've all been there before.
When you're unable to do that, it's horrible. Wow.
Yeah, a little bit short. He's going to be okay.
Well, he was playing for the side pocket there on that 4 ball, I'm pretty sure. It's okay. This still looks like it goes past the 5, but the 5 to the 6 is obviously the critical portion of this rack. I don't think the 6 passes the 7. Oh, man, how'd that hang up? I don't know if he can make this. I mean, the ball's in there a little bit deep, and I think that 7 is just dead in the way. Well, he's looking at it like he's got to rail first.
He didn't. I kind of agreed with you. I didn't think it it had a chance. I think you had to go one rail either way, either up or across the table, one of the two.
Yeah, well, across the table would have been.
That puts him on 2, right?
Yeah, but I mean, if he plays,
I don't think it's going to
fouls from here. I'm going to run in there and beat him up.
I don't think it's going to come into play, but
again, though, I mean, this is.
He's
not that easy. He's going to have to go up the middle of the table. He wants to go up the middle of the table and put his cube, run just a little past the spot or something like that.
Yes.
I would get as straight in on the side pocket as you can get or something like that, but it's easier said than done from right here. He's going to get
watch out.
He's going to get behind a 7 ball here.
Oh, he nudged it. Okay, he's all right.
Oof.
I don't know if he can play it into the corner, but he at least has the side pocket here.
Yeah, that's tough, though. That's pretty tough action. Their cue ball wants to go up in that corner pocket, kind of, from there.
The way he's queuing up on this, I think he's got the corner.
Great shot. Ace. honestly a little bit on the wrong side of this ball. This isn't. I think if he rolls this in, his cue ball is going to end up nestled on top of the 10 ball. So you might
A
have
little tiny bit of draw, but you're right, not much. It's almost a stun shot from here.
Then you have to not scratch.
Oh, man.
Okay, well. For Gilbert to get out here, he'd have to turn the cue ball real loose. He'd have to fire this bank and send his cue ball around the world. I mean, I don't even know if there's a benefit to hitting this ball, to be honest with you. I might just pick it up and hand it to him.
No, I'm pretty sure it goes past the 10 onto the bottom left. I think he's got enough room to shoot past it.
I don't think it does. I mean, you don't want your opponent with ball in hand from here necessarily, but you don't want to foul. You don't want to, like...
rail first. Have the 7 clip the 10 and just send the cue ball up table. You're guaranteed to hit a rail. You're not necessarily trying to create a lot of distance. You're just trying to get the cue ball back out to the middle. Yeah, the 7's going to hit the 10 and then get back to the rail, no problem. They're too close together for it to...
He called that pocket, so he called the upper right. Hopefully this is like a just-in-case sort of a deal. He might have got away with that one. Can he make this?
That's tough.
He's lining up on it like he's got something.
We'll find out in a second.
He did not have something. And that cue ball is that gonna sit there in the hole?
Oh, okay.
He didn't call the 10 there, did he?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so the 10 spots. Yeah, I mean, you're just shooting this in the corner, drawing back a couple feet, right?
You could shoot it in the side, the bottom side here if you wanted to. You could shoot it in the corner.
Yeah,
you got options.
I do this right here and just draw my cue ball.
Yeah, it's perfectly fine too.
Yeah, 18 inches, maybe 2 feet. It's got a lot of table to work with. The only way you can get real bad. I mean, if you stop this, it wouldn't be the end of the world. But if getting a little overamped and overdrawing this would be the worst thing you could do, other than missing the 7 ball. A little bit of a rattle right there.
You would never know he took ball in hand.
Good shot.
All right. Good job closing the gap even more. 11-8, Gilbert.
Okay, now I can assure you that the things are changing mentally here with both guys. One guy's starting to feel pretty good, and the other guy's starting to get a little bit nervous. Yeah, this is getting really interesting. We neglected to flash our sponsor overlay onto the screen while they were racking, but this is being sponsored by Sawdust Cues, Jack Tan Sawdust Cues, VIP Billiards, and Mission Billiards and Bar Stools, and Wetworks Garage.
That's a pretty good result. Gonna have to shoot the combo here, but there's not too much of an issue with that.
Pretty darn straight in. I don't even see. Yeah, I mean that lays real good. Oh man,
that's. I don't want to say it's the straw that broke the camel's back, but you can just see it on his face that you're completely correct with this. turning around mentally.
You got to not get behind a 4-ball right here. Okay, he was a little bit flatter than I thought, and he's a little bit flat on this ball. I mean, I can't give him a hard time. He just played a combination, but he would have liked to have a little bit more angle. I would have been trying to lay my cue ball on that end rail, and this is
a little short again.
This is not great.
I don't really even see any good way to get to the 4-ball here.
I mean, using the 9 to stop your cue ball and accepting a cut on the 4-ball is
such a rough cut, though.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It's not easy.
I don't even know if it's worth shooting the 3 if that's your plan.
Well, I mean, imagine you go through the 9 a little bit, like you're laying halfway between the 9 and 5. That's not the worst shot in the world. I just, you have to try not to hook yourself. He's hooked. Okay, well, this is trouble.
Hey, Rhonda, how's it going?
Hey, Bombshell, how are you?
It's a pretty good result.
Hey, he'll take it. If I'm Gilbert here, I might try to run my cue ball behind the 8. That leaked out.
I think he's given pretty much the whole ball here. If he has, Mark might be able to shoot this in the bottom right-hand corner and hold for the 5.
I like banking this back up. I like sending this 4-ball between the 7 and 8, and then banking back up, maybe a little past the side, and trying to get my cue ball behind the 8-ball or something like that. You see there's coming off the right side of the 4-ball, trying to get the long rail, and if you have that angle to try to run my cue ball behind the 8-ball, because even if you pocket this, I mean, what do you have on the 5-ball?
Well, if you pocket it in the top right-hand corner, you can run this 2 rails.
This is the shot I was describing right here.
It's a good shot.
He hit it great. That's an excellent shot.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tarver.
Oh, man.
Wow. Completely muffed it.
Been away for some full action, Rhonda. I saw on Facebook that you were working, I think, up in the Santa Barbara area. She does craft services, like food service for television productions, if I'm not mistaken.
That sounds like an exciting job. Just get to...
Sounds fun.
Yeah.
Do I have that right, Rhonda? Craft services?
I've always thought that name was kind of funny, that it's like a mix between just providing cheese and then, I always think arts and crafts. For some reason, craft services is just never quite stuck with me.
Okay. This is problematic if the 9 doesn't pass the 10.
I believe it does, but it's quite close. If it doesn't, he actually could play this 5 rails to get shape on the 9 in the bottom left. The angle lays just fine to do it. You just have to hit the crap out of the ball.
I think this is thin enough where he could go 4 rails, stay inside the 9-ball, and play the 9 on the side where his hand is.
Sure. Yeah, that's also an option.
You gotta make sure you don't overrun that and get behind the 10 or something like that.
I was just thinking of letting it loose and go a little bit further up the first rail. 3. Okay, well.
I think he was playing what I was talking about just a second ago, but came up, he clipped that ball a little bit fat. I think he hit the thick side of the pocket with that ball.
Can you roll up and get behind the 10? The distances don't quite look correct to me to be able to do that.
Yeah, this is...
What he might be able to do is play the 9 2 rails. Ah!
Well, I'm too square for that. I've never been involved.
No comment. Sounds like you've been at that a while then, Rhonda. I bet you have some crazy stories if you've been hanging around that world for a while.
The only way I like rolling up on this if the plan is to land your
Yeah, see, this is what I was saying. Go 2 rails with the
that's a
9.
great shot. Good
And then
control
get
of
the
both balls.
keep the speed.
I well, I'll have to hear those one of these days.
Yeah, we'll take a raid check on that. Sounds like it might be fun to hear some of those.
She's all over the same Facebook circles that I'm in. I'd see her comment all the time on Facebook stuff, and we rarely end up in the same pool room together.
Well, here it is. This is at least a chance for Mark. This is not an easy shot, but you got to be thrilled to at least be getting a shot at this ball.
Yep. Now you got to keep a level cue, and do you just roll this in and try to play the 10 on the side, or you go out and around and you play this with
I
speed?
like hitting this with speed. Yeah, I really do.
I think the speed just shrinks the pocket up quite a bit. I don't like force. I don't mind.
So I don't like going. I don't like
want
trying to play the 10 in the same pocket. I like trying to play the 10 maybe in the top right hand pocket, if anything.
Okay, well.
Oh wow. You know what I mean, though? Just enough speed that it comes out 2 rails, but not so slow or so fast that you have to come all the way back out around the table.
Yeah.
Well.
Okay. Mike Akers. Yeah, definitely the 80s. Those were
And the 90s.
Those were fun.
And the 2000s. That was...
I don't even remember the 2000s, though. I did nothing in the 2000s. 80s and 90s where I had all the fun. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. If that sits pretty right here,
That's pretty good.
things are going to get interesting.
Okay.
And, I do not let him practice this shot. If I'm Mark, I'll be like, nope, my turn to rack, bud. See, this is getting to like... I would just grab this ball and start racking.
It's a little disrespectful, honestly. Yeah.
I don't think... I'm not going to go that far, but I just, like...
Well, I mean, the etiquette is it's no longer your shot, right? You gave up the
Sure.
shot. It's not your shot. Why would you get up and shoot on someone else's turn? That's why I say it's disrespectful. It's just flat out not your turn. Sit down.
No, but I mean, obviously...
Yeah, they're cordial.
Yeah.
It's not a big
Yeah,
deal, but
it's fine, I'm sure. But yeah, if I'm feeling good about things and I want to get, I mean, he's brought this to with a 2-game gap. This is getting super close now. I mean, very interesting. I honestly didn't think he had much of a chance. There was a time I announced he needed to win 7 games to 1, and he's
on his
way to pulling that off right now.
If he can avoid scratching on the break, he's moving further away from the center.
Yeah. Okay.
Dry?
Yeah, not real good because I think that's the 2 laying up in the top left corner. He's got, I don't know what kind of angle he's got. Either stop shot or if he can pull his back 6 inches. Something like that. Okay. Oh, no.
Hook himself dead behind the 9. You can just see his expression, too, that mentally these tables have completely turned.
Well, he's starting to feel the heat.
Yeah.
And rightfully so.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know, Mark is
I know
charging
exactly
back.
what he's going through right now. I know exactly what he's going through right now.
Okay. He
Smart.
tried to tie that up, but it might be wired all the way down the table now. It's really hard to see exactly the angle, but we'll have to wait and see.
Mark could play this 2-ball in the corner, draw into the 7, and still have a reasonable shot on the 3 and a side. Well, does that come with any position on the 4? Probably not.
The 4 really only has the one pocket also. I would expect we're going to see him try and roll up behind the 5. Or is he trying to get behind the 7 with the cue ball? Either way, you could have gone.
He just has tremendous control on the shots like that. Those are not my shot at all. I'm terrible.
I absolutely love that shot.
Yeah,
where you just roll
beautiful.
forward.
He hits them great. Like, really good.
That is, I would say, if I had to pick a favorite shot in pool, that one shot in particular. Just
my favorite shot is like the money ball hanging in the corner pocket. And
that's a good one too.
Me having ball in hand. That's my favorite shot.
You know what? I'm also okay with no ball in hand on that shot. It's pretty good. This is a big hit for him. If he does not get this ball that puts him on 2 with a big cluster near that 2 ball, this is a real problem. And he's electing to just clear the 2 away so that it doesn't have a cluster to play with. Okay,
well,
it's an interesting choice.
I mean, he can do good here. He can just roll this 2 to the side rail and wedge him between the short rail and the 4 ball.
Yes.
And this 8 and the 6 would block the 1 railers at it, and he'd be in some deep dookie if he wedged that in there real nice. No.
Yeah,
I like setting up straight.
I like this angle because if you draw 1 rail and then kill it behind the 4, anywhere up table's almost impossible to get to.
This angle he's looking at from, like, I'd do it from kind of just parallel, straight off, like the same distance off the rail, off the short rail that the 2 ball is where I would set the cue ball, and I just trickle the 2 ball to the long rail and wedge my cue ball like this right here. This is where I would set up right here.
Yeah, this will work too. And you really just want to go 1 rail and lay up behind the 4.
From here, I think he's using a little bit of draw to get there. I'd like rolling this ball into position. Like, I like setting up where he had it a minute ago. I'd pull back to right there.
I think he hears you. He gets your idea. He's just trying to work out the particulars.
This is exactly where I would set up. I might get a little bit further away from the ball, but
yes, he is maybe left enough to get by the 4 and make a hit, though.
I don't know if he did.
It was very important to actually be frozen on the 4 ball on that shot.
Yeah, it was delicate, but this might be. He's bent his ball a little bit, which make it hard to get a rail.
And he's missed it. He's missed it.
That's 3 fouls, right?
Yes, that's it. That's the game.
We have a
comeback.
A 1 game match going on right here.
This game was 6-0.
Yeah, and I mean, what else? I mean, it was 9 to what?
It was 6-0. It was 7-1.
It's 10-4, 10-6, something like. It was what?
7-1 was the biggest gap, and then it has been closing ever since then. But it was 7 to. We got 11-7.
It was 10-6 at one time. I'm pretty sure.
Either way, he has clawed back from a 6-game deficit to 11-10, breaking to tie it up.
Still don't like him breaking from right here. And look at the clusters. I mean, maybe it's a better result just to not scratch and leave clusters, because he seems to be getting the better of the moving game at the. That's kind of what seems to have clawed him back in here. Is he's now 3-fouled Gilbert a couple of times. He's been 3-fouled once.
There have been 3 3-fouls in this set,
yeah,
which is
also a record.
Highly irregular, yeah. Looks like he's just going to roll up here behind the 4. Did it get a rail?
I think the cue ball got there. Just.
Great hit.
You know, right when he called that, I was like, I feel a weird feeling he's going to make this ball.
Never a doubt. That thing, heart of the pocket.
This is no bargain here. It's got to go kind of a long way to get by that 10 ball.
You still have this massive issue with the 8-6 that
Right.
I don't really see a clear solution for yet.
Well, the 6 is bankable. I mean, if you want to take that kind of a risk. Well, I'll just sit back and watch. I'm not sure what he's going to do because I don't see a lot of reward in pocketing more balls here.
So what he could do is shoot the top right corner, obviously, roll past the 5, and try and go either draw one rail into the 6 and clear the 6 towards the side pocket.
Two rails into the 8
or
would be ideal.
or 2 rails onto the 8. Yeah, there's a couple of options, but you have to roll past the 5 ball.
Yeah, you have to get, and not much past it. You have to get just a hair pass straight in on this ball.
So he might even be able to do that by shooting it in the side. He doesn't necessarily have to play it in the corner.
That's too much. Well, he's got the angle to draw.
Because now he can draw one rail into the 6.
Up to the end rail and back into the 6 ball.
Yes.
And, you know, there is some chance of ending up with a shot on the 6, maybe.
The good news is because the 6 is closer to the bottom of the table, it has a tendency to squirt out towards the middle here, right? While the 8 is going to go up. Yeah, he's missed it entirely. It's very unfortunate. He definitely had the same idea we did, but
well,
not enough draw.
This might be bankable from here, is it?
The cross bank, yeah, maybe.
It looks kind of kissy, like
it's tight.
If you could see the whole ball in the face, though, you could blast with like a little bit of stun and send the cue ball like 4 rails out of there, or the 6 ball out of there, like 4 rails between the 10-7 and maybe even back behind the 9 while trying.
You know what? Let's see.
Wow, he went at that super hard. He might have got away with that too.
It's so funny. I was just about to say you can go one rail into this, and he fired at it.
I thought he would do that real soft though.
I agree. I was thinking he was going to do it.
Yes. Cue ball married together.
Yeah, I thought he was going to do it soft as well.
That was super risky. I think he got away with a little something here, unless he's just.
I think he's hooked fully behind the 10. Good. Yeah. Look at this. He's trying to get it to sit behind the 10.
Out.
It's going to be okay.
He's got an edge, but he didn't leave a shot. So I think you have to cut this past the 9 ball and try to kill your rock, and try you'd like to be able to hold your rock under the 9. Like kill your ball 2 rails and let it drift and stay under the 9 and just bank your 6 ball out.
If you don't have enough to get past the 9, what you could do is hit the 6 into the 9 and let it clear 3 rails up table and hide it behind the 8.
What is this?
Microsoft Excel has joined the party. Sorry about that. We had a little pop up there. I don't think you guys could see that, but you see that shot I'm talking about though? Maybe play the 6 into the 9, let it clear up table and kill it behind the 8. Oh, he was able to get past it. Okay.
That's kind of what I was describing, but yeah. I thought you needed to like kill it with draw, like a drag shot to do that. And so he'll be trying to put this cue all behind the 9 too, I think. Yeah, a little soft.
A little soft, yeah. I don't think it goes by the 10 though, so he's going to be all right. We might see a roll-up shot behind the 10 though. Just kick the 6 to the bottom rail and try and play safe. Could also try and
thin the left side of the 6 and try to get your cue ball back to where it is now.
Yep, that's where I was going next. He kind of did a mix of...
Okay. Well, I don't think Gilbert's going to take this shot on. There is a makeable shot here. Position's super tough.
It doesn't.
Chance
it doesn't scratch. I mean, if you miss the 9, it doesn't scratch.
Right. You could go off the 9. It's golly, look at that shot.
Wow, that's so
now the
unfortunate.
rolls are turning around a little bit. So he's gonna probably just
thin the 7, go to the rail.
Nick this and try to get the cue ball behind the 8 ball.
Oh, I was thinking he would just thin it, go to the bottom rail, leave it behind the 9.
Leave the cue ball behind the 9?
Leave the 7 behind the 9 and just send the cue ball to the bottom rail here.
Okay.
Jam says he wants to see a second set at this point. I think we all want to see a second set.
Oh, yeah. I'd watch.
Heck, I'd even talk about it.
Yeah. See, it's a good shot. I think I felt like if I could hit this thin, clip the 9, and still have the cue ball roll to like the plate, you know, the Brunswick on the center of the end rail there. Just graze the 7 off the 9 by hitting it thin and letting it roll to the end rail, and then try to get my cue ball up maybe behind the 10 someplace.
You're not worried about the scratch with a shot like that?
No, I don't. I mean, I think you can control that. You're not hitting it paper thin. You're hitting the 7 ball thin enough just to hit the 9 and roll to the end rail, and you'd be able to use English to spin your ball up table. Because I think the cue ball's hitting to our right side of this side pocket.
Looks like he's going for exactly what you're talking about.
Well, he just put the 9 just enough in the way that you can't try it. So
it's a great call, though. That's a good shot.
Yeah, he basically played what I was talking about. I'm not obviously not easy to control, but he did a pretty good job.
No, it's a really clever shot. It's well done.
I think he overcuts the 7 ball here and sends his cue ball. You might even be able to twist your cue ball up back and try to get the 10 in play, but you're overcutting the pocket here and trying to get your 7 ball back to the middle of this end rail. I think is what I would do. Nice.
Well, here it comes. Long, open shot.
This would be huge to get out from right here. This is a big, tough shot. He might just have kind of a natural angle to get up and around the 10 ball, right?
You can kind of take your pick. I mean, you can try and just stop your ball. You can roll forward a little bit of left and go one rail. You could go with some. You could go around the 10 with a little bit of right, like you're talking about. You kind of have.
I don't know if I used the right. Oh, he didn't
even like it.
He never even. Good shot, man. Look at the speed on that one. I don't blame him for not taking that on.
You know, Terry, we are outside and there are a ton of crickets. I had no idea you could even hear those.
That's funny. All right. We have a special commentary booth that it looks a lot like a GMC pickup truck. It's shaped a lot like a pickup truck, and we might be in the driveway. I can't confirm or deny. And there may or may not be cars driving by. Nice shot.
Great result. We just strive to bring you guys some ambiance. You know, just the little extra touches. We go the extra mile.
Don't get straight. Okay, yeah, that's okay.
That is really not where I mean, he's going to end up okay, but you can tell that is not what he was going for here. Look at the big grin on Mark's face.
Yeah, Akers, you make fun. This might be the most expensive commentary booth known to mankind. What do you think about it?
Wow.
Oh, no.
That is huge. Huge.
Okay, well, it's still not over, but
all things considered, Mark has been on an impressive run getting back here. There is still a really decent chance that he's able to put together another small set and get through this.
Comes some more practice.
You know, the comment earlier that apparently for the Filipino players, this is not at all a problem. He's even helping him, adjust the balls and... Yeah. You guys don't have the audio, but they're having a good time in there.
Yeah, when he played that 8-ball shot, it looked like he was going to get a little flat on the 9-ball, and I think he got a little bit flatter than he was intending to. I would have liked to see a little bit more angle.
I mean, even though he got that flat, there was no reason he still needed to get that short of the 10, and then even when he did, the 10 was still makeable.
When the heat's on, you don't want to accept far away from a 10-ball shot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You want to be nice and close to it.
Yeah.
You just want to leave yourself an angle where it's real natural to get close to it. And he had to spin that ball to hit the second rail because of where he fell. So, I mean, I see why it got away from him, but you really need to mind your angles, especially when you have easy shots. You know what I mean? You just want to make sure you have the proper angle and everything. It's more important than even being close to the ball is having the right angle and everything.
It helps so much when you don't have to think about that one extra thing.
You just if you keep things real natural, you let the cue ball do what it wants to do instead of forcing it. This game comes together a lot easier. And I'm sure both these guys are feeling a little bit of pressure now at this score line.
I don't see any real reliable way to get shape on the 2 from here unless he can pot this on the side with a lot of top right and come 2 rails and get to the short side, possibly. That's a tall order.
Yeah, when I first saw this, I didn't even know if he could hit it. Apparently, he's got enough to pocket in the corner. He's going to really be spinning this ball. Mark was like, please go, please go. This is going to take a big stroke here. This is easy to rattle this ball trying to do too much.
Well, he can at least see the 2.
Maybe. Looks like he's kicking. Yeah, he's kicking at this ball.
Wow, okay.
All right, well, he's left a shot pretty long. You have to roll it in fairly soft, but maybe slightly softer than what's comfortable for pocketing it naturally to hold position on the 3. Maybe. It's not too bad. See how slow he rolled that?
Yeah, and he overcut it.
That makes it hard, It makes it tough to pocket that ball. It's not a comfortable way to hit a ball. Okay, well, here's a big chance. Looks like he's got enough angle to just spin this in and fall straight-ish on the 3-ball, but he didn't.
Still got enough of an angle to make it, but he's going to have to go back and forth, try and get shape for the 6.
Yeah, and this doesn't lay bad. I mean, I play this with maybe a touch of high left. Nope. Starting off with a little bit of a thin cut here, but it looks like the position's pretty natural. Like, I think he can just hit this with a straight high ball or maybe a hair of left English and come back and then get back on the other side of the 6 ball here
Yep.
with the same pocket.
He really just needs to miss the 8 on the way out.
Yeah. Oh, you overcut it. You put that 8 in a funny spot where it's a little bit tricky to get on the... I wonder if you can hit the short rail first and catch this ball a little bit thin and then go between the 8 and 6. Or hit the ball first and play the same way. That's no good.
Well, it stopped short enough that he's at least going to have a shot here. Not an ideal shot, but it is a shot. The position is not overly complex. You really just need to make this, and you can drop past the 8. You can go forward.
He opted for a safe. He played good speed on the object ball, but I think he would have loved to nestle that cue ball back behind the 8. This here is a kick and stick opportunity. I like that shot here. I'd call the side pocket and kick this ball, I think. Well, okay. It's a real good opportunity for Mark here. The shot is not that tough. You know, just gotta stay in line. I think I just come straight up the table, try to get a little past center table and shoot the 7 in the upper right hand corner. Or that. I think I like a stop shot here.
Pretty much, yeah. There's not a whole lot you need to do with this. That extra little roll might have actually been detrimental, but I think his angle's still okay.
He'd love to fall on the line. If you drew a line between the 8 and 9 ball right here, you would love your cue ball to end up somewhere on that line. That's the angle you want. For me, you know, to get back to the... This is a little bit flat. I'd like a little bit more angle than
Just
this.
gonna have to put a big stroke on this, whichever way you decide to go at this point.
Yeah. If you stroke this real nice, your cue ball could be coming straight at the 10 ball. You'd rather have a natural... We'll see. I mean, he's got options. He can maneuver the cue ball, but he's got a little bit of distance here. Okay, that's pretty good if his cue ball stays off the rail.
Good enough.
Yeah, I mean, sure is. He's got a little bit of adrenaline. He's feeling it right now, but just get down and pocket this ball.
I think we're going to elect to not tell you what was just said in that room.
You could probably imagine.
Okay. Gilbert takes the first set.
Well, we will let you know what the decision is on the second set. It looks like... yeah, he's talking about he was feeling some nerves on that 10 ball shot. But I think someone has an option to run this back. I don't know if that's going to happen or not.
Yeah,
we're going to take a quick break and we'll come back and let you know. Stick around for at least a couple minutes.
We'll be right back.
We will be back.
Are you just giving away with us your last ball? Yeah, but
Too critical shot.
yeah, it's just kind of like a pressure.
Too critical shot.
Well, unfortunately, they've decided not to play a second set, but they made the first one nice and exciting. I appreciate all of you for tuning in and participating in the chat and making a little side action. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night. We'll see you next time.